Okay, hello. Also, I put up some Halloween decorations because it's October and I feel like I'm gonna get them up now because otherwise I will take them down at the end of October and leave the fall decorations up for Thanksgiving. So this is where we're at now. But I wanted to talk to the camera while I'm putting my dishes away from my dishwasher and actually say hello first of all, because I haven't actually talked to the camera yet about ACOWAR. I just read ACOMAF. A Court of Wings and Ruin, and after I finished ACOMAF, I honestly unintentionally took like a 2-day break of reading it, going into ACOWAR, mostly because so much happened and the ending was like, what? If you want to see my reactions and all my thoughts on ACOMAF, I'll have the video linked down below. And if you want all my reactions on ACOWAR, also linked down below. But this is about ACOWAR. I started it not yesterday, but the day before. I don't know. I'm kind of off in my days. But I'm only like about 100-ish pages in, and I am loving it. Like, honestly, the character development for Feyre from the beginning of ACOWAR to now is just absolutely crazy. I love seeing how like bold she's gotten. I love seeing how she's not accommodated, but like kind of like accommodated herself to Prithian and has really like made it her own world and really embraced who she is as a person. But then not only that, like I feel like her finding her true family in the Night Court has really emboldened her to like be confident in everything she does, no matter what, because she knows that who she's surrounded by is who she's best off with. And with that being said, I did just get to the scene. Well, obviously, okay, leading up to this, I'll start up there. Feyre obviously was in the spring court pretending to have the maiden bond broken, pretending to be like this broken person she was after Under the Mountain and having to go back to that, but she was so good. She did such a good job at playing everyone into her snares, and I absolutely loved it. I loved watching her take what she's learned and really twist everyone to believe like what she wants them to believe to fit like the agenda that she needs them to fit in order for them to win the war. So I am so excited about that. But obviously we have Jurian and the prince and princess from Highburn. I did just get to the scene where she just killed them, and oh, it was so good. I love that like she was still able to surprise them even though they have known and been Daemati and have been like Fae for thousands of years, and yet she was still able to surprise them and obviously kill them. But I literally just got to the part where they as in Lucian and Feyre are now in the Autumn Court in hiding as they're recovering their powers after, I think, I don't remember what the like substance that was put in their food to like make them lose their powers. So they're waiting for their powers to come back so they can try to get to the Night Court. But I'm honestly really curious. Like, I knew Lucian never really wanted to side with Tamlin during a lot of the things. So I'm really curious if like his allegiance are going to change now that he is with Feyre and like heading off to the Night Court, and also because Elaine is his mate. So I'm also interested to see how that goes. I want to I need my updates from Cassian and Azriel. I want to see if they're okay. So I really hope they get to the night court soon. Otherwise, we're going to have some problems because I need my characters back. So that's where we're at. I'm going to read a little bit more before I go to bed tonight, but I just wanted to update y'all and talk to the camera for the first time on this video. And I hope you enjoy watching me read. Alright, I want to do a little update since I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. I think the last time I actually talked to the camera for this video was part 1 of the book. Sorry, I just got out of the shower and he's like really cuddly? I don't know what the vibe is. Where Feyre is like infiltrating the court. That was the last time I chatted. So I have the book, obviously. Just got to part 3 last night. So I figured I would go over part 2 and then read part 3 and give my thoughts about the end of the book. Because my goal today is to finish the book. I don't know if this is going up before or after my relaxation video, but I am gonna try to read in that video. The goal of today is just to not be on social media, to read, to like just be mindful and not do much, like relax. I don't know if you can probably hear it in the background. I hope you do. And I hope it's not too loud, but it is raining right now and it is just really giving off the coziest of vibes. And my yellow background is really bothering me, so let me fix this real quick. That's better, but it's 50 degrees outside and it just it feels so nice. So let's go over my thoughts about what happened. I'm gonna pick up where I left off. Feyre was really doing a good job at infiltrating. Obviously, we get to the point where she decides she wants to leave and she set it up nicely, but as she is heading out, she hears Ianthe, or Ianth, I've been calling her Ianthe, and it's probably been wrong, try to go for Lucian yet again. And obviously Feyre being Feyre, like, goes in to save the day, but not realizing as she's doing this that, hey, my powers have been like slipping in and out. And it was because those 2 royals from Hybern had been slipping Faebane into their food supply. And so they were losing their powers, but of course she was able to fight them off and, do really well. And I'm thankful that she took Lucian with her when she left the Spring Court and they were able to get to the Autumn Court. But then of course, they get attacked in the Autumn Court by Lucian's brothers. And my heart just felt so happy when Cassian and Azriel came into the scene and helped, and they were there. And I just was like, thank God this is a family reunion I've been waiting for since the start of this book / the end of ACOWAR, because of course she had to pretend she wasn't a High Lady and that she hated Rhys, and I was like, that killed me because I love them. And of course there's the reunion of everyone and she just breaks down. But like a lot happens in between all of that. But these are just the points that stuck out to me, especially them saying, no, you can't, like, to Lucian, no, you can't talk to Elaine, like, you need to leave her alone. Oh, yes, sorry. I'm, like, trying to remember. I don't even know where I went. Obviously, a lot happens, and I think it's interesting. Sorry, my blanket is, like, falling over. I think it's very interesting that, like, they tell Lucian, you're not allowed to, like, interact with Elaine, all of this stuff. And then every time he's went to interact with her, they let it happen. So I was like, okay, whatever. Obviously, like, I think they're subconsciously, like, wanting it to happen. Sorry, his toy. I mean, he's being very careful, obviously, about everything, but still. And then, of course, they find out, Nesta, they go to the, bone carver, and the fact that, like, the bone carver is appearing as Feyre and Rhys's future son is very interesting. So I don't know if they'll have a son later in the books, but I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. But then Nesta, I found out that she took from the cauldron when she went in ACOWAR, and she is like death. So I'm very interested to see what, like, her actual powers are going to be. And then Elaine, we find out that Elaine was given something when she went into Cauldron, and she was given this to be a seer. And I like how, like, everyone's like, oh no, Elaine, just don't, like, I think they've given her too much space at this point, and they need to, like, actually help her out a little bit before. Sorry, my mind is all over the place. I think they should have intervened sooner with her and, like, kind of prompted her to just heal a little bit more, because they kind of just, like, let her go. And then the attack happens in the library where Hybern is there. And honestly, when it was going on, I was like, okay, what's a distraction? Because obviously there's going to be a distraction somewhere. And there wasn't, luckily. And then finally they get to the High Lords meeting, and woof, did Tamlin have so much to say. And I think it was my favorite thing when Rhys is like, actually, you know what, I'm done playing nice. I'm gonna take away your voice. You're not allowed to say any of this crap about my mate anymore, so you shut up right now. And I was like, yes, Rhys, yes, you take his words away. He is being such an asshole, and he can't accept the fact that, like, even if she had been had not been Rhys's mate, like, from the beginning in ACOWAR, she was like, she hated being in the Spring Court after Under the Mountain, because he just kept her locked away, and he treated her terribly, and he didn't care, and he didn't try to help, and he, like, avoided everything and all of this, and, like, yet he's still being like, I feel like I'm in the right for this. And of course, like, he doesn't think he's in the wrong for having Ianthe, like, basically sell them out to Hybern and everything, and I just, that pisses me off. And then you find out Lucian and Helios. I was like, what the hell? This makes sense, but still, what the hell? But yeah, and I'm on part 3. Obviously, there was a lot more that happened. My brain just can't remember a lot of it, because I have so much going on at work that I'm like, there's too many things I read to escape. And so I'm gonna try to finish part 3. I'm part 3, which is chapter 51, page 483, and there are, one second, I'm trying not to, 697. I was like trying to see how many pages were, but I was like, I don't want to ruin anything for me. So I have a little over 200 pages left, and I probably will finish it because, again, I am taking today to relax and just read and obviously enjoy the sounds of the rain. So let's start reading again. just checking in. I'm squatting. I don't know why. It just was the feeling I was going for right now, but I went down to the bar because I planned on finishing the book. I was not prepared for how intense it was going to be. Hello, the battle, the war. Oh my God, I was so stressed. Honestly, people were like, are you good? I'm not gonna bother you. Like, I would like to like chat, but like you feel like you were very intense and like very centered on your book. I'm like, sorry, I am literally reading about a war and a battle right now, and like intense things are happening. And oh my God, I was so stressed. Like, my hands were going through my hair, like I was gripping one. I'm like, probably insert some clips from that because oh my God. The second Feyre realized Rhys died from exerting his powers to get the cauldron to reform, I had tears in my eyes. I rarely cry in books. I can name you the 3 times I've cried. First time was A Fault in Our Stars. I cried one single tear when I found out that, I forget the guy's character, but he died. The second time was in Allegiant when Triss died. And she's the main character. And I don't like that. And the third time was now. The third time was now. And I'm upset. I was not happy that Sarah J. Maas decided to try to kill off one of her characters because that was rude. But he lived, but I had tears in my eyes, and I was at a bar in a public place, and I was like, do not cry because you'll look really weird. So I didn't, but Rhys is alive. Thank God. No, I'm worried. They just won the battle, barely. And then when their father came in, but he died. But when they came in and was trying to redeem himself, that like, oh, that fell to my heart. But of course, now that the battle's ended, the king is dead. The king of Hybern is dead. Cassian is gravely injured. Azriel is probably also, a lot of people are gravely injured. Rhys just was brought back from the dead. Amren is now in her form again, although no longer like having any powers, so I don't know what that's about. And now they've entered the tent where Miriam and Draken are. So that's where I'm at. I have 20 pages left in the book. I just like, I needed to gather my thoughts because that was chaotic. So I hope it's not too grainy or too loud. But I wanted just to do a little recap, go over the book because I forgot to film it, so I apologize. I'm probably just going to talk about the end of the book and my overall thoughts. Honestly, the last parts of the Court of Wings and Ruin were the lead up to the war, and Sarah J. Maas did a lovely job at keeping you pointed into the book, like focused into the book for the whole war. In the whole battle, like I didn't know what was gonna happen next. There were things coming out of left and right field that I had no clue was gonna happen. And there was definitely a lot of points I was getting really nervous. I was like, I really don't want any of the characters to die. But authors are notorious for making people die. I got very, 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 very nervous as everyone was going about. And I, especially Cassian, when Nesta called him over right before the cauldron blasted the Illyrian soldiers out of the sky, I was like, please don't let any of the characters die. And I was so confused with Amryn. I really thought she was gonna betray just the whole party and that she was just being self-centered, but really she was unleashing her god form so she could help. But the thing is, I couldn't tell what her god form was, but I thought it was very noble of her that she's like, I'm going to release this and not be able to go back into it and just become high fae and lose those powers. I thought that was very noble. Very sad about the Surreal. I love the Surreal. He was one of my favorite characters. He was just always so like, I want to tell you everything. And of course, I did mention it earlier, but when Rhys died while they were putting the cauldron back together, I had tears in my eyes. I was like, these tears cannot fall because again, I'm in a public space, but I don't want him to die. I don't want him or Faye. I don't want any of the characters to die just because I've become so attached to them. I was very, very happy that the battle, obviously the one, but I just like really enjoyed that, like I was captivated the whole time during the battle, because I've read some books where it's like a war or a battle and I'm like, it's like, can we just get through it? But this, it really just like made it captivating. I'm sorry. We're just like right under my leg. But I did finish this a while ago, so it's like hard to think, but like in general, overall, like I really, really enjoyed the plot of this book and really enjoyed the introduction of other characters as well as the character arches as they've grown, especially in this book. And I've really enjoyed it. I'm a little nervous to get to A Court of Silver Flames. I actually kind of like paused a little bit before starting it because of like, I was a lot of emotional turmoil to get through, especially in the last like 200 pages. So I just started A Court of Silver Flames last night. So we'll see how that goes, but I ended up giving A Court of Wings and Ruin, I believe, a 4.75 out of 5. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching this reading vlog of A Court of Wings and Ruin. I do have my reading vlogs for both ACOWAR and ACOWAR linked down below. Watch those if you want. I'm doing a reading vlog for A Court of Silver Flames. I'm not doing a reading vlog for A Court of Frost and Starlight just because the book was so short and I read it so quickly that I didn't find a point in doing a reading vlog for that. But if you want to see any... those are linked down below, and if you want to watch my reading vlog for A Court of Silver Flames, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you would be notified when that comes in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching the reading vlog, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.